finishing up 75 agility at the empty throne room. This is a training area that is unlocked for mining, agility, and divination at 65 in each of the skills after completing the dig site quest. It's decent agility experience. Obviously, for the level, you can get much faster experience at the wilderness agility course with the demonic skull, but I've gotten PK'd there like 3 times on my main account, and so I'm good. I'll stick to this for now. But that is the first skill requirement that I had left to do for Prifdinus. Amazing that I got agility first, but then again, I kind of set myself up so that agility would be the first thing I accomplished. So, in this episode, you can look forward to more dank skilling content and also me finishing up Recipe for Disaster. So, I was trying to train cooking in the world where they usually keep the portable range, and things got out of hand very quickly. I think I'm going to try to find another world, because this one's, no pun intended, not looking too hot. Man, I don't know why I was hyping up Recipe for Disaster so much. I finished it in 2 seconds. This is the easiest quest in the world. I'm of course being facetious. Did you really think that the quest was going to be that simple and straightforward? This thing's going to last like 10 years. It's not actually going to be 10 years. It'll be relatively quick. I decided to just jump into it and start it even though I haven't finished Monkey Madness. I would rather finish 7 or 8 short quests than one gigantic one, which is just a personal preference. I'm kind of burnt out from quests. All of the prerequisites I did the day before recording this right here, and I'm not a big fan of quests. They're useful and some of them can be fun, but, you know, there's sometimes I'd rather be doing something else. Anyways, I'm not going to play this whole cutscene for you, but I will update you every time I manage to free one of the diplomats here. So I got the first 2 recipes that I needed for Recipe for Disaster. So I've now freed the goblins and the dwarf, wherever he is. And I want to do them, I guess, in order. Order doesn't really matter that much. But I want to do Evil Dave next. You might be able to tell I have the stews in my inventory. But I was there for like 5 minutes trying to catch the hell rats, and a kitten doesn't cut it. So I'm going to train some Slayer and let my cat grow into an adult, and then I'm going to keep going on Recipe for Disaster. I need the charms from monsters anyways to train summoning so that I can get summoning up for Prifdinus anyways. So it's macro efficient or something. Just trust me. With this Jungle Strike Worm, I will hit 75 attack, which means I can finally upgrade to the Ceradoman Sword. It is a tier 75 weapon. You may be asking why I waited so long to upgrade my weapons. It's because I feel like the tiers in between 60 and 75 just aren't meaningful enough to warrant upgrading. But whatever, you know, it's just a preference thing, much like everything else in this game. Don't be mad that I'm doing something differently than you would. It's just a good general life tip, really. Also, what you should know is that weapons across weapon tiers are normalized when using combat abilities. So there's only a difference between this and like a God Sword or a Zami Spear when I'm using non-combat ability attacks. So like if I'm just that smaller text right there, the 23 whatever, that's affected by the weapon's base damage. But if I'm using an ability, then it doesn't matter. It's just the weapon tier that matters. So just buy the cheapest weapon for the tier and you'll probably be fine. Also, I should probably note that since my attack is now 75, I'm going to switch over my melee experience to getting strength experience, because it's been my lowest skill for a while, and it has no right to be. It's just because I've wanted to get weapon tier upgrades instead of very minor damage upgrades, because strength isn't that useful of a stat in RS3 compared to an old school. So in case you were wondering why I haven't been training up strength, it's because it doesn't matter that much. Sorry to say. Yo, I was doing a Gargoyle Slayer task and I got the Newton pet. That's the magic pet. That's awesome. I don't even have that on my main. I'm pretty stoked about that, not gonna lie. My cat finished growing and I'm about to go finish up the next few steps of Recipe for Disaster. But I wanted to go ahead and show I've been keeping Kingdom Management up at least 98% through the past 30 days. And I just want to show you that if you go into the Manage menu before claiming the resources, it will act as if it gathered whatever you have it set as for the full duration. So like for instance, I've got it set to mahogany and maple logs, so it's only going to give me mahogany and maple logs. However, if I changed it to like herbs and cooked fish, then it would only give me herbs and cooked fish, regardless of how long I had it set. It's only based on what it's set to when you claim the resources. So that's just something to keep in mind. Also, I'm going to go ahead and deposit another... Hello? I'm going to go ahead and... Okay. It's acting weird. 225. Okay. And that should put me right back up at 3 mil. All right. And now I'm going to go ahead and collect the resources. Let's see what I can get. 13k maple logs, 6.6k mahogany logs, and a bunch of bird's nests. I'm not going to complain. Bird's nests have the potential to become much more profitable if I get something like a magic seed or a palm tree seed. Or I don't know if Calquat seeds are tradable or if you can even find them in bird's nests. But yeah, cool stuff. I will give you a price check after I finish up. A more proper price check, because it doesn't count the bird's nest values because they're currently untradeable. So I'll give you a more proper price check once I have everything sold off. So I got everything sold off. The heaviest hitter, which isn't in the price history, was definitely the mahogany logs, as you might have expected. It clocked me in at a little bit over 4 mil, but I got a little bit lucky with palm seeds, magic seeds. Maple seeds were surprising. I didn't know they were worth so much. They're worth pretty much just as much as yew seeds, even though they're 15 levels lower. So just goes to show, you never know what to expect. Anyways, that clocks me in at 6480k, which is a profit of like 150%, give or take. So double, almost tripling my money. Not going to complain about that at all. Definitely not. Yeah, unfortunately, since it's such low amounts being tripled, it's not the greatest moneymaker for my level, but for literally 2 seconds of work a day, it's tough to beat in terms of like GP per hour, so to speak. Anyways, on to the next thing. Finishing up 75 crafting. I'm torn for what to do next. I got from whatever I was before, I think I was 71 and change to 75, mostly through cutting emeralds. Cutting gems is really fast experienced, and emeralds, I found from calculators, is the cheapest GP per XP, and it's roughly like 300k XP per hour, so really not that bad. I might do Molten Glass because it's decently fast. You can get about 100k XP an hour blowing Molten Glass. But there's also a crafting method that you unlock through Prifddinas that's relatively slow. It caps at like 75k XP per hour, but it's super AFK and completely free. So I might do that a little bit, but I'm not super sure. But 4,000 emeralds cost me how much? Like 7.9 mil. And let me just go ahead and withdraw them into my inventory. If I sell them at median price, which I might try to slow sell them for a little bit more than that, I haven't decided, about 6.5 mil. So 1.4 mil for 300 plus thousand experience. That's like 4 or 5 GP per XP. Really not terrible at all, especially for crafting, which can get really, really expensive for fast XP. So I highly recommend emeralds if you're looking for a good crafting training method. And that's one more requirement ticked off for Prifddinas. So pretty stoked about that. I want to turn in more than one food item at once for the most part, but I feel like it's important to do Evil Dave's right away because of how easy it is to accidentally eat it. So I'm not going to complain. I actually had a really easy time getting all the spices. I only needed 1 dose each of yellow, red, and brown. I needed 3 doses of orange, but that wasn't too hard to get. Something I should also mention is that the spices can be added to other stews and you can eat them, and you can get as much as a +5 boost in any skill that you want. I don't remember which color corresponds to which skills, but I'll include a link in the description. And yeah, they're fairly useful. I don't like using spicy stews because they're pretty much completely random, but if you're willing to put in the effort and deal with that frustration, then I'm not going to stop you. Who am I to decide how you should spend your time? I've got 4 more subquests ready to go. There's Pirate Pete, Ogre, whose name I'm not even going to try to pronounce, Lumbridge Sage, and, once I feed him, Ceramic Vase. Okay, just interrupt me, Gypsy. Gypsy is technically a slur, so they're probably just not changed it because she's an established character, but I feel like if she were introduced today, she wouldn't be allowed to be called that. Anyways, the only one left is Abawogi, and the 2 things standing in my way on that are 70 cooking, which I'm close to, that's not going to be a problem, but I have to finish Monkey Madness. And Monkey Madness is not a hard quest. It's just a long and annoying quest, and I don't want to do it. So I'm going to do a bunch of other stuff and delay the inevitable, but you'll enjoy it with me, I hope. Probably not. Who's to say? Finishing up 75 Prayer, which is another Prifdinous requirement chopped off the block. I've got like 7 or 8 more skills to go after this. Also, fun fact, if you're trying to PK someone at the Chaos Altar, teleblock them because it's only a level 12 wilderness and literally any teleport will be enough for them to get out of there. So use teleblock if you're going to try to PK someone. I would know. People tried to PK me and I just teleported away. It was that easy. In case you couldn't tell, I kind of got sick of the quest grind, and so I'm working on some skilling now. But in order to skill efficiently, I needed to complete a couple more quests, ironically, to get the Varrick medium diaries. The quests were What Lies Below. I started Ratcatchers. I did not finish Ratcatchers because you don't need it in order for the Varrick medium diaries. And then there was Enlightened Journey and a Soulsbane. Those 2 quests. The reason I wanted the Varrick Medium Diary was because it gives you a chance of mining 2 ores at one time for double experience, and Medium gets you the chance for the Sandstone in Menaphos. So just a really easy way of getting some extra experience in there. And yeah, some of the Varrick tasks are annoying, like the cat part where you have to catch 100 rats. So I don't look forward to that ever, but the rest of it's really not that much of a problem. Well, now that I've finished up the Varrick Medium Diaries, I'm here in Menaphos mining the concentrated sandstone. They're just called mineral deposits, but they're concentrated sandstone. And I understand that a lot of people really hate low-leveled mining, but once you get up to a level where you can use the Varrick armor and you can mine the sandstone in Menaphos, it's honestly really good experience, like 80, 90k per hour easily, and even more at higher levels when you get stuff like invention perks and really high-leveled summoning familiars. It's really, really good. I highly recommend Menaphos, however you want to pronounce it, mining. But I think I'm going to go ahead and call it here. I know that I didn't finish up recipe for disaster, but Monkey Madness is just too big of a commitment for me to want to make right now. So I'm going to stick to mining for a little while, just because, I don't know, it's a fine skill. A lot of people hate mining. I think it's alright. anyways, I want to say thank you very much for watching, and I guess I will see you next time.